Torrential rain has forced dozens of families from their homes and caused disruption across the northwest of England, prompting a local MP to accuse the government of dragging its feet over £25 million of flood defences promised 2 years ago. Lancaster and the nearby village of Gallgate were the worst affected areas, with 70 people rescued by firefighters and 27 people evacuated from their homes as rivers burst their banks and drains overflowed. Emergency services said they received 500 flood-related calls and attended 100 incidents in Lancashire overnight. Tim Farrow, the former Liberal Democrat leader whose Cumbrian constituency was affected on Thursday, said the situation had been made worse because work had not yet started on schemes promised by ministers in the aftermath of Storm Desmond in December 2015. He said, "There's dozens and dozens of things that ought to have been done, some of it is really easy, some of it is more complicated, and none of it has happened. It just feels like we had a load of sympathy and an offer of money when it happened 2 years ago, and then the government has just dragged its feet, despite the fact that I have nagged them." Farrow said he would write to Michael Gove, the Environment Secretary, after some of the same parts of Cumbria and North Lancashire that suffered in Storm Desmond were hit again on Wednesday night. The weather monitoring station at Hazelrigg at Lancaster University recorded 73.6 mm of rain in 24 hours up to 9 am on Thursday. That was the highest for more than 50 years and more than in Storm Desmond, which turned main roads into rivers in the Georgian city and knocked out power for several days. The storm this time around wasn't strong enough to be given a name by the Met Office, but it still managed to flood at least 100 homes in Gallgate, south of the university campus, which escaped Desmond largely unscathed. On Thursday, the police, fire service, council and environment agency officials were going door to door assessing the damage done when the River Conda breached its narrow banks. Rebecca Till's son had just sat down in front of the TV with a cup of tea on Wednesday evening when the water started to rush into their cottage through an air vent. He was screaming and crying. "I called the fire service and was on hold for at least 10 minutes, they were that busy," said Till. A clear-up operation was underway across the region on Thursday. Hundreds of homes were without power on Lancashire's Field Coast, schools were closed across the county and a number of key road and rail routes were disrupted. On Main Street in Gallgate, Claire Fullerton was trying to salvage her belongings, relieved she'd had time to put Christmas presents for her 4-year-old son upstairs when the water started to come in through the front door. Her 2 up, 2 down had been left uninhabitable and the 24-year-old said she would stay with relatives while she worked out what to do. Many residents complained that they had received no warning about the deluge and had not been offered sandbags. On Salford Road, another badly affected street, residents had improvised, filling Morrison's carrier bags and pet food sacks with soil to place at their front doors.